Right, well, we're joining you at half-time with Daniel Church, who is unfortunately out at the moment through injury. And Daniel, first of all, when can we expect to see you back fit and back in action for the Suns?
I've got a scan booked for a week on Monday, which is the 29th, but all going well. I'm hoping that I'm just going to get the all clear for the scan. Basically, I'm building it up with Kirsten every time. We've progressed it a bit today during the warm-up, and everything's feeling good, so it's feeling strong. So I'm just hoping that the all clear comes on the 29th, and then that's me, hopefully just ready to go.
What did you do? I was talking to Jim Duffy a couple of weeks ago, and he'd mentioned that you and Josh had got injured over the kind of break. What happened, and how gutting is that when you're trying to keep yourself fit? You're not getting games and things like that, and something like that happens.
It's frustrating. I was literally there wasn't much you could do, so I was just out at the local park just training myself every day. And the most frustrating thing was that I felt really, really sharp, probably sharper than I ever was. I was doing running every day, and I was ready for. I knew that whenever it came back, there was going to be games every week, maybe 2 or 3 games a week. So I was ready for that, and I was training myself every day. And basically, just the simplest thing, I went to take the ball on the half turn as a replicating kind of what I would in a game, and I twisted it too sharp or something. Maybe my leg just wasn't ready for it or something, and I just felt a nick. But I managed to carry on, do running and stuff myself, and then I was just feeling it. I didn't want to push it, so I'd text Kirsten and kind of got advice over text and stuff from her on what to do, exercises to kind of strengthen it and stuff. Then obviously when the league we got to go ahead to come back in, she had a look at it, and it was actually positive news, because I was thinking, my head was going mental, thinking it could be worse than what it is and stuff. But she assured me right away that it's not actually as bad, not to worry about it too much, that it won't be anything long term, which is obviously good considering we've got games coming in, 2 or 3 games a week. So I mean, I was saying to the boys whenever I speak to them, usually you're out for 2 weeks, you're out for 2 games, whereas now it could be like 6 because you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday every week. So I'm itching to get back, and watching this today, I mean, everyone's back and stuff, it just makes you just want to go on the pitch. But hopefully, as I said, 29th will come, and I'll get the go ahead, and I should be back and ready for selection next game.
Talk to me a wee bit about the players' kind of side of things for this period of games that we've got coming up, because we were talking about it before the game, and if you've got 4 games in 7 days, I mean, that's asking a lot of anybody. You wouldn't see that, we don't think, down south in the English Premier League, even in the Premiership here. How difficult is that, and how did the players react? Are they happy to have games, or is there a wee bit of concern there over the kind of sheer amount of effort it's going to take and the sort of toll that'll take in your body?
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but everyone wants to play instead of training, so if you've got more games, then you take that. But it is, I know, as you said, I mean, if you get that, if someone said that to the top teams in the English Premier League, there would be big concerns about fatigue, players at higher risk of injury and stuff, which it is the same here. I mean, these boys are part-time as well, and most of them are working every day, and then they'll go have a game, and then they'll be back into work again the next day again. So it is a big demand, but I just think it's the only way that they can push to get all the games done before the end of the season. So it is probably never going to happen again. It probably has never happened before, but I mean, I think that's just why we need the squad depth. I mean, the same 11 can't play every game, 3 games in a week, so it's going to need to rotate, and I think that's why we've brought in a few new faces as well, which all good quality. So I think we're going to need, it's not, regardless if you play well every game, you're going to need a rest. There's no way your body can cope with however many games. But we've got a good team there, and I think anyone that goes in, whatever changes and stuff, everyone's capable of getting the win, hopefully.
You obviously signed a new deal just before the season got called to a halt in January. How much have you enjoyed your time at Dumbarton so far, and how much have you enjoyed working under Jim Duffy?
Yeah, I've actually learned a lot from Jim, and just the fact that we're out for so long. I mean, first of all, just to actually be, I think my first game was Kilmarnock, and to be, whenever I finished that game, I was genuinely buzzing, because I mean, you've been out since March and you've not played, and you're training yourself, waiting for that, and it was just kind of getting pegged back, and we didn't know when the season was going to start, and also I didn't get a team at the start of the season and stuff, and then to be back in playing every game. Luckily I've played every game so far, and it's been brilliant. I've really learned a lot from Jim, tactically as well, positional play, where to be at certain times on the pitch. It's really good actually. I'm just hoping that whether it's I miss 2 or 3 games, and then hopefully I'm back up for selection, I can be back in and playing. But Jim's been brilliant with me to give me the chance to play as well. I really appreciate it.
We've seen you obviously at left back for a bit and then up onto left midfield. Do you have a preference between the two, or are they 2 positions you've kind of always played in?
Before I came here, the last time I played left wing was boys club, when I was about maybe 7 or 8 or something like that, before I started going in with Celtic, but nah, I think the way I played left back with Celtic was more of an offensive role anyway. It was more like we had the ball most of the time. I would be getting up and down, like basically playing as like a wing back sort of thing. So I don't think it was really out of my comfort zone or anything when I get moved up to winger. I think it was more, I've been familiar with being that high up in the pitch quite a lot as well. A big part of my game is, I would say, is my going forward, crosses in and stuff. So I think it probably suited me, and if I do go back to left back, I mean I can do a job there as well. So I think nowadays, the way football's going, it's important to be able to play more than one position. I mean, there's going to be times, like right now, if boys get injured and stuff, like for instance, Thomas today is a midfielder and he's playing left back. You can't just be that one-trick pony anymore. You need to be able to play left back, left mid, step into centre back. So no, I'm glad that Jim also had the trust to put me up there whenever Rico came back in and stuff. And I was just buzzing to be playing, to be fair, wherever you're playing.
Just last of all, obviously the Scotland squad was announced last week, and I'd noticed in your Q&A on the website that you were kind of pals with Stephen Welsh. A wee bit sad not to see him involved, and do you think that he's maybe a player who can certainly be pushing towards Scotland squads in years to come? Yeah,
I think Welsh has got time in his hands, plenty of time, so I think if he seemed to put his place in at Celtic, he's got solid, he's in there now in the 11, he's playing week in, week out right now, doing really well. I mean, I keep in touch with him a lot, so now hopefully if he keeps his place next season, maybe plays every week, and he's managed to get himself in his plenty of time. I mean, he's the same age as me, so if he just racks up the appearances and stays at that level, then he's got plenty of time to, I think he'll definitely break in at one point, yeah.
Well, cheers Daniel, thank you very much for your time, and hopefully you're not back up here too soon because you're back out on the pitch, but you're very welcome up whenever you fancy it.
I don't know how you do it. I was knackered looking at the schedule and all we've got is a microphone.